Hello and welcome to The Print. Today we're being joined by AICC General Secretary Communications, Mr. Jairam Ramesh. He's also the Rajya Sabha member from the Congress Party. He's an eminent spokesperson and was a union minister in the UPA government. So thank you for speaking to us at The Print. A lot is happening right now, and the Congress began their program called Chhatron Ki Goonj.
Yeah.
Pan-India press conferences are being held. It was about NEET, CBSE, the reform that the Congress is seeking in the education system. Can you tell us a little bit more?
No, it's not just press conferences which have been held in 25 different cities. More importantly are the youth interactions that Mr. Rahul Gandhi has scheduled. He's had one in Kota already, where he launched this Chhatron Ki Goonj campaign. It was NEET, CBSE, examination, but the larger issue which surrounds the collapse of the educational system, the commercialization, the centralization, the privatization, and what he described in Kota as the Sangification, the communalization of the education system. So there's one more youth interaction that's going to be held in early July in Prayagraj. Then there'll be one more in Patna. And the final youth interaction is scheduled for Delhi. So it's a four youth interactions. But you know, the focus is of course exam reform, because that's the immediate challenge that we face, the aspirations of lakhs of youth. But the larger issue that he's trying to raise is, and he raised in Kota, is the reform of the education system. You know, when we talk about reforms in this country, we will think of trade policy reforms, or we talk about industrial reforms, fiscal reforms. But you know, there are fundamental issues relating to the education sector. And one very telling comparison that Mr. Gandhi made in Kota, which should really invite much greater attention than it has so far. He compared what private families spend on coaching centers and what the central government spends on education. And there's no comparison between the two. You know, the amount of private expenditure that takes place in coaching centers, it far exceeds the public investment that the government makes in education, school education, secondary education, and of course higher education.
It's an industry.
So that's a very
money.
telling comparison that he made. I mean, that's an example of a systemic issue that he's raising. So this Chhatron Ki Goonj is really, yes, it reflects the anguish and the frustration of the youth, but it's oriented towards highlighting structural flaws in our education system, which he summarized in Kota as privatization, centralization, and Sangification.
So these are very similar to the demands that the Cockroach Janata Party has also been making.
It's very similar to the demands we've also been making. So Cockroach Janata Party, of course, it was a social media upsurge.
It was an accidental.
So it's not a political party.
It's not a political party. It's a
movement. I mean, it's a movement, and many people have written about it. It reflects anguish. It reflects frustration.
But why not support it, sir? Why not formally support it?
We are a political party. I think movements come and movements go. And I have nothing against the people who have launched the Cockroach Janata Party, but I think you have to be serious players in the political system. Democracy requires these issues to be anchored in the agendas of political parties, of all political parties, recognized political parties, because now we have unrecognized political parties which have suddenly been discovered by the Union Home Minister to park defectors from the parties that he is splitting. So yes, I mean, but it's good that these issues are being raised, and we hope. And the unanimous demand of everybody is that the education minister has presided over a complete collapse of the education system, and he's been there long enough.
But
he's been found out.
We've seen crowds are thinning out at the party, at the protest at Janata
Not
Mandir.
really. I mean,
we were there, sir. We were there.
Crowds come, crowds go. But I think the issues that have been raised, that Mr. Gandhi raised, and will undoubtedly raise in these three other places, And of course, this has to be sustained in Parliament. It has to be sustained outside Parliament as well. Parliament is going to meet in the middle of July. It will be a short 3-week session. But undoubtedly, some of these issues will be raised. I think the issues of public education, public investment in education, systemic reform of educational institutions, these are issues that should really be at the top of our political agenda.
The Prime Minister wished Mr. Pradhan a very happy birthday on Twitter, spoke about how well he's doing in the education system.
Prime Minister wishes all his ministers. He wished Mr. Hardeep Puri as well.
Yeah, but
and he wishes all MPs. You know, he gets.
He wished Mr. Gandhi also.
Yeah, I got a letter from the Prime Minister, so I don't publicize it.
But
so yeah, these are civilities that
but what I'm saying is
important in public life. You know, it's important in public.
But what
life.
I'm saying is that do you not think that accountability has sort of diminished from this government? Train accidents have happened. Mr. Vaishnav still holds post.
No doubt
Mr. Naidu is still the aviation minister. It's one of the worst years of aviation that we've seen so far.
There is absolutely no accountability. There's no transparency. The data system is being doctored. You know, when the data is uncomfortable, you doctor the data. Yes, there has to be accountability, and and I think this is frighteningly the most centralized government ever in our political history. I mean, this is a government run by one man and operated by two men. You know, it's a one man, two. Let's say that's the double engine actually. That's the internal double engine. You know, these are the two people who are running. I mean, one runs the government, the other one splits political parties. That's all.
Speaking of splitting political parties, we've seen TMC, we've seen NCP. We've seen several other parties sort of also split. A lot of the defectors have joined the BJP. Some have been thrown to the wayside while some hold important positions.
Most are joining the BJP.
Most have joined the BJP, but not all are rewarded. But again, the question comes to the...
Some are immediately rewarded. Some get deferred rewards, you know, in future.
Some are just used
some join in the anticipation of rewards. Some get prepaid rewards, you know. They're also prepaid
of course.
SIM cards, right? So, you know, these are all various instruments. It's like a mutual fund industry. You have different products. So there are different products. But the fact of the matter is that your Home Minister was humiliated beyond measure on the 17th of April. He had assured the Prime Minister that he's going to get the 2/3 majority and get the 3 bills on delimitation through Parliament. And he got the shock of his life when he needed 352 votes for the 2/3 majority. Because 528 were present in voting. So that 2/3 makes it 352. And he ended up with 298. It was a gap of 54.
They were also saying 400 par
and they... and he it was a humiliation. And I think this is the revenge, the badla that you're seeing that the Home Minister is taking on all political parties, targeting. These are surgical strikes. A surgical strike on TMC, then a surgical strike on the Shiv Sena. And I'm sure there was a surgical strike on the Aam Aadmi Party also. Although that Aam Aadmi Party surgical strike doesn't help him in the Lok Sabha, it helps him in the Rajya Sabha. He got a band of 7 to join him, in the Rajya Sabha. But the humiliation that he suffered, it's the first time in 12 years that the Modi government couldn't get a bill through Parliament. You know, the only other humiliation they suffered was but that was a deferred humiliation. You know, they bulldozed the 3 farm laws on the 20th of September. And then they were forced 14 months later in November of 2021. You know, it got bulldozed in September 2020. But by November 2021, 19th of November, if I remember right, Prime Minister announced the withdrawal. So that was a bit of it was a setback, it was a humiliation. But this is a bigger humiliation, 2/3 majority which they banked upon, and they couldn't even cross 300. It's not even, forget 400 par, they couldn't get 300 par. So, this... So yes, I mean these surgical strikes that he's doing on political parties.
So speaking of
Uh,
surgical strikes, the two-third law
yeah,
to
you mean
be
the defection
the
law?
defection law has been used, misused. We're not
Well,
saying
I
it.
frankly, my view is
Mr. Singhvi, when we spoke to him, I interviewed
yeah.
him. He said the law has been made to look like an ass when we speak of
Yes,
the
yes. I
defection law.
mean, the law is on paper. There's a 10th schedule in the
Yeah.
Constitution, which is observed more in the breach than in the law. In my view, if you want to leave a party, you should quit your seat. If you're a seat holder, I mean, if you're a member of the Rajya Sabha, you quit. If you're a member of the Lok Sabha, you quit. If you're a member of the Assembly, you quit. For whatever reason you want to leave, because the incentives being offered by people who are embracing you far greater exceed the benefits of your staying in your political party. But all this, this reflects not just a complete contravention of the letter and spirit of the law, but it also reflects the complete ideological bankruptcy of these members of parliament. I mean, these 7 Aam Aadmi Party members who were
Political opposition.
vociferous in their opposition to Mr. Modi and the BJP go and sit now with the BJP. Or these 20 TMC MPs who voted against the delimitation bill now are join an unrecognized political party to gain political legitimacy. I mean, this is an extraordinary situation.
They had what,
that
800 rupees in their bank account?
Yeah, they're getting seeking political legitimacy by joining an unrecognized political party that was established 3 years ago, and nobody knows about what that party is.
So speaking about delimitation, the parliament session, the monsoon session, there are reports that the BJP will attempt to get the bill passed.
No, they won't attempt. They will.
They will.
They will do their best. As I told you, as of now, the Home Minister, they had 298 on the 17th of April. He's got 20 in this unrecognized Nationalist Citizens Party of India, which incidentally now is the second largest party in the NDA. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu has been demoted to number 3, and Mr. Nitish Kumar has been demoted to number 4.
And Chandrababu Naidu is in support of
Can
delimitation.
you believe the second largest party? So he's also split the Shiva Sena, but he's only reached 324. He needs to reach at least 350.
Speaking of...
so he's got a long way to go, but I can tell you that we are also not taking it lying down. We've also been, reaching out to all our political parties.
You reached out to DMK?
Who were there, all political parties who voted, together to defeat the delimitation. And I'm confident, I mean, I don't engage in bluff and bluster of the type that the Home Minister does, but I'm quietly confident that he will not get the 2/3 majority that he thinks. Although he's trying to create the mahol that 2/3 bahumat mil jayega. But this is all psychological games that he plays. He thrives on intimidating his opponents. And one characteristic of a bully, if you bully him back, the bully, withdraws. So it's very easy to get intimidated by these two guys, these two bullies, the PM and the HM. But I don't think they're going to get the 2/3 majority.
So,
in fact, I believe they were not going to get the 2/3.
The DMK wrote a letter to the chairman of the
seating arrangement.
Yeah, the seating arrangement. There is some bad blood between the two parties.
I wouldn't say bad blood. Yeah, I mean, it's a temporary.
So do you think it was a mistake to...
The BJP, the DMK was with us, with the India group, with the opposition.
But they walked out now. They say
so let's see. I mean, wait and you will be surprised. Wait for the monsoon session.
I would hope so, but
wait for the monsoon session, and I mean. Yes, I mean, we are supporting. We are not only supporting, we are in an alliance government in Tamil Nadu with the TVK.
But do you think it was a mistake considering RJD, DMK has been the longest standing ally of the Congress party?
No, I mean, look, the objective in the BJP in Tamil Nadu was to ensure that the BJP in any of its avatars, BJP has many avatars, in any of its avatars does not mastermind
I
or
agree, sir.
orchestrate the government.
But would it not have been possible if the Congress could have extended outside support like the other allies of the DMK did?
The decision was taken to participate. You know, when you support a party in government, then you should have the courage to go and join the party. I mean, this outside support, issue-based support. You know, these are cop-outs. You know, you should have the courage of your conviction, and I think the Congress Party had the courage of its conviction. Now, it's true that that was a upheaval in Tamil Nadu politics because the DMK has been. But also, let's not forget that in December 2013, it was the same DMK which broke its alliance with the Congress. And in 2014, the DMK and the Congress fought the Lok Sabha elections separately. Although in 2019 we were back together, in 2024 also. So they've been, the DMK has been alive for long. Yeah, I mean, I think we are in touch with all parties who voted as a united opposition on the 17th of April. We are in touch with all of them. I'm in daily contact with all of them.
You're in daily contact with them. The India Bloc meeting that took place,
21 parties. 21 parties and one independent.
Aam Aadmi Party and DMK both did not join. There are questions, critics and the BJP, they raise questions about the unity of the India Bloc, considering that when it comes to the states...
There is an India grouping, and there's an opposition grouping. Okay? And the opposition, when we come to the parliament session, it's the opposition grouping that matters. And in the past also, in the previous sessions also, there were political parties who don't necessarily be part of the India group, but who come and attend the floor leaders meeting of the opposition parties. And you're going to see that in this monsoon session as well.
Speaking about the India Bloc, there's a little bit of a contradiction when we look at when we look at the way the Congress campaigns in the regional elections. We saw
no, that's
Bengal.
Not a contradiction. By
we
the
saw
way.
Bengal.
No, that's not a contradiction because
but do you not think that creates like a little bit of a confusion in the mind of an Indian voter?
No. I think one has to be clear what the India Bloc is. What is the India Group? The India Group was set up to fight the national election. We knew that we were going to fight the CPI and the CPM in Kerala. We knew we were going to fight the TMC in Bengal, in West Bengal. Of course, at that time, Mr. Nitish Kumar had not done his typical somersault. He was still with us. But, it was for national elections. It was not for regional elections. It was not for state level elections. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that we don't have allies for state level elections. We've got an ally in Jharkhand with JMM. We're in a government with them. We are in ally with. We had an alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party in the last Lok Sabha election, but we are fighting the in Delhi. But we are fighting the Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab. So it doesn't mean. I mean, this was the logic of the India group that yes, we have state level differences, we have state level contests, we are competitors in the states, but when it comes to the national scene, when it comes to the Lok Sabha, we are clear that we have to ensure the victory of the forces that believe in the constitution and secularism. So it's a national alliance. It's not a state level alliance.
Critics have said that the alliance functions and fuels itself on an anti-Modi dynamic. It's an anti-Modi sort of what they discuss, what the alliance is based on.
Well,
so
it has to highlight.
But it's not. The critics say that it's not issue-based. It's more of just an opposition towards Mr. Modi.
That's a very lazy argument in my view. It's a typically lazy, intellectually lazy argument, because any group that comes together because of a challenge that it sees, hovering on the horizon. And the challenge was the continuation of the Modi regime. Now, in the process of articulating our opposition, obviously, we articulate our own position. What do we think needs to be done as the alternative? And that was very clear in the 2024 election. We presented an alternative, not only the Congress Party, but the parties who were allies of the Congress Party, namely parties like the Samajwadi Party in UP, NCP, Shiv Sena, in Maharashtra,
RJD.
or the RJD, or the JMM,
Yeah.
we presented an alternative. And Mr. Modi could not get more than 240 seats. He's a minority. He didn't get a mandate. He claims credit for being having broken Nehru's record of 3 consecutive victories. Nehru got a resounding majority in 52, 57, and 62. He was never a minority prime minister. Mr. Modi is a minority prime minister. He became prime minister in June 24, bypassing the BJP parliamentary party, getting his imprimatur from the NDA, and then becoming prime minister. He got only 240. Whereas his campaign slogan was, Is bar 400 par.
Yeah.
Where was the 400 par? And how was the 400 par balloon pricked? It was pricked because of a positive narrative. The positive narrative of protecting the Constitution. And why are we protecting the Constitution? That the reservations are under threat. In fact, the purpose of this two-thirds majority, which Mr. Amit Shah keeps talking about, do tihai, do tihai, do tihai. Do tihai is in order to amend get out of the Constitution, to abandon this Constitution, abandon reservations, give up this Constitution. There have been any number of ideologues, so-called ideologues of the RSS, BJP, who've been calling for a new constitution. And that's reflected in this two-thirds majority, two-thirds majority, two-thirds majority, which the Home Minister keeps repeating. So I repeat, the delimitation bill may be the immediate objective in the monsoon session. But the real objective in the 3 years remaining is to take steps to abandon the 1950 constitution that came into effect on the 26th of January 1950.
So you're saying that the BJP is attempting to sort of manipulate the constitution?
Totally. They're creating the environment to introduce a new constitution in which the fundamental principle of reservation is going to get abandoned. So this is not Mahila Arakshan. It is Arakshan ko khatam karne ke liye. Do tihai bahumat.
Speaking of the Congress party, it's mostly in states in the south.
Yeah, now.
Yes.
Except Himachal. Yeah.
Except Himachal, which is also
and we are in a coalition with
Jharkhand. But if we look at it in the other states, it's the saffronization has emerged. But what are the plans for ensuring?
I won't use the word saffronization. This is a media word which I don't subscribe to. Okay, it's communalization. It's a communal ideology.
No, if you
but
paint
let's not
the
give
map,
it a color. This is green. This is saffron.
No. If you paint the map, we'll see that.
But I'd never use the word saffronization.
It's their color. So that's.
No, it's not their color.
They've owned it.
It's not their color. It's a color that's used in various religions. It's not just in the Hindu religion. You use saffron in the Sikh religion, saffron in the Buddhist religion. No. So I think one of the great disservices the media has done is in political discourse is to keep using this word saffronization. It's not the word saffronization. In fact, Mr. Rahul Gandhi in Kota called it sangification. I mean, that's much better. Sangification hits the nail on the head.
What plans?
But you're right. I mean, to get back, sorry, I diverted you. Yeah, it's true that you don't see the Congress in a hegemonic position.
Yeah, we don't see the Congress.
Just 25 years ago, in 2002, we had 16 chief ministers, and now we have 4 chief ministers. So yes, true. I mean, the Congress's position has at the level of the states has shrunk. We've got about 21% of the vote nationally. So certainly, compared to where we were, say 25 years ago, we have the BJP has grown to about 35% of the vote. But that's the reflective of the magnitude of the challenge that we face. We have to begin to win states, and now we're going to have UP, we're going to have Uttarakhand, we're going to have Punjab, we're going to have Manipur. We are going to have Goa, so we're going to have these states coming up, and at least 5 states are going to come up, and we're going to face challenges in each of these 5 states. But we have to revive ourselves. It's one thing emerging as the fulcrum of opposition unity at the national level. but we have to begin to win states.
You'd say that the 100 seats that were won in the Lok Sabha polls, the momentum sort of did not translate into the ground if you look at the regional.
Well, we had this, I think, as a result of getting 100 seats in the Lok Sabha, and the fact that they got only 240, uh, they put SIR on a fast forward, and what how they manipulated the Haryana election, how the Maharashtra election was manipulated, and certainly how the West Bengal 27 lakh voters got disenfranchised in West Bengal, which made a huge difference to the final verdict. So yes, I think the setback that they received, that the BJP received in the Lok Sabha election, strengthened their resolve to manipulate. And frankly, after 2024, in 2024 we fought the BJP. After 2024, we have been fighting the alliance of the BJP and the Election Commission of India.
So you're saying that the BJP is making efforts to further manipulate more elections as they.
No doubt about it. I mean,
When
absolutely.
in the India bloc meeting,
they've done it in West Bengal. They not only just manipulate the roll, but they completely gerrymandered the constituency. The way delimitation got done in Assam. Prefigured the result you got in Assam. They did the delimitation in Jammu and Kashmir, and so the results speak for themselves.
So you're saying that this is something that they've been trying to do. They're trying to manipulate the way elections are conducted so that more votes
No,
can be
I'm
stolen?
not saying that, yes, I mean, we have to strengthen ourselves. Yes, we have to bring about major changes in the way we manage ourselves at the level of the booth, right? Our presence, 24/7 presence on the ground, particularly at the level of the booth, has to be upgraded very significantly. But at the same time, we've got to recognize that elections are being doctored increasingly. It's not just the EVM; it's the roll that is being doctored. Uh, Massive numbers of people are getting off the electoral roll, and delimitation that has been done in these two states, which is a signal of the way delimitation will get done once the delimitation bill is passed, if it is passed, and it won't get passed. But the intention is to do that type of delimitation which they have done in Assam and Jammu and Kashmir on a national level.
The criticism that comes towards the Congress is that the election is manipulated if we lose, and the election is not manipulated if we win in Kerala.
No, I know this is. I'm aware of this criticism. How do you see the BJP manipulates the elections in states where it sees it is in a striking distance of coming to power. It was nowhere close to coming to power in Kerala. If they had even a 10% chance of coming to power in Kerala, they would have done what they did in Assam and Bengal and Kerala. In Bengal, they were on striking distance. So the manipulation was the additional momentum that they got.
You're the largest opposition party. How do you plan on this to not happen in the next coming year? You meant the elections that are coming in. What steps do you think?
We have knocked on the doors of the Election Commission. We are continuing
But you're saying
to knock.
That's futile.
Yeah, it's futile because it's really like knocking on the doors of
the Bharatiya Janata Party, like you say.
Party. It's run by the Home Minister. We are knocked on the doors of the Supreme Court. All the opposition parties are going to be writing to the Honorable Chief Justice of India pretty soon, as we promised after the India group meeting, it'll happen in the next couple of days. So we continue, and the mass education campaign. We have to continue with. See, one of the things that is happening, which people have to realize, that Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah are using the instruments of democracy to mount an assault on democracy itself. The notion of elections, the idea of elections, institutions. They're using these levers which are afforded to them by the Constitution in order to undermine the integrity of the election process. It's a long haul. It's going to be a long haul. There are no easy answers, but we have to keep at it. just keep it. Lage raho, bas, that's all.
Keeping the opposition together and moving forward.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, there's no other option. What else do we do? Boycotting elections is not an option. I mean, it's a very, again, that's an example of an intellectually lazy argument saying, you boycott the election. I mean, you boycott the election. I mean, the election is the lifeblood of any democracy.
Yeah.
So you have to be in the election process. And, political party, the Congress is not an NGO. It's not a spiritual organization. It's a political organization, right? You have to fight. A political organization fights elections. Even this unregistered, unrecognized political party that's in the headlines, the Nationalist Citizens Party of India, which suddenly has got 20 MPs in the Lok Sabha, it fought 3 elections in Tripura. I mean, that's the only electoral record it has. So you have to fight the elections.
The key issues that you've been raising, the Jairam bill, you wrote on this today in the afternoon. The BJP says that it's just another way to put the Manrega. What do you think? Why do you think it's
fundamentally
different?
See, there's absolutely no comparison. Manrega was a
right to work.
It was a right to work. It was a right to work that is derived from the Constitution, and it was a rights-based legislation that was passed unanimously by Parliament in 2005. And this VBG Ramji, colourful name, with an obvious objective of trading on the word Ram.
Ram ke naam pe.
Ram ke naam pe, what has happened in the Ram Trust. So you've seen the scandals and the scams that have taken place. There's one thing being Ram ke Pujari, but another being Ram ke Vyapari, which is what. But this is worse than Ram ke Vyapari. This is actually scandal and scam in the name of the divine personality who is sanctified in Ayodhya. But leaving that aside, the political objective of naming that VBG Ramji, but the nature of the VBG Ramji is it's an allocation-based program. It's
Are you
not
saying
a
it was
demand.
named Ramji so that if anybody tries to criticize it,
Ramji, you're criticizing Ramji. But
Sanjay Singh had
the
said
only
something
G in VBG Ramji, the only guarantee is for centralization. It's an allocation-based program. It's 60% from the center, 40% from the states. It's not a 365-day program. It's going to be suspended for at least 2 to 2.5 months or 3 months in a year. And you're going to control panchayats sitting in Delhi, category 1, category 2, category 3. So there's no comparison, okay? So you've just got rid of the MGA and REGA and introduced it by another scheme. It's a scheme, although it was bulldozed through Parliament, to give it a aura that this is also a law. But it's the nature of the scheme is completely different. The nature of the program is completely different. I think time will bear out the criticisms that we've been making. The states are already fiscally and financially strapped. On top of that, you're going to impose this burden. They will arm twist, all the states, at least in the first year, to show that they are coming up with their 40% contribution. But the long-term sustainability of such a program is simply not there.
Speaking of Ram ke naam pe, if you remember last year, I think Sanjay Singh had made a speech in Parliament where he had said that they're trying to manipulate it in the name of Ram. He was called by anti.
My own colleague from UP, who's the deputy leader of the Congress party, Pramod Tiwari, who's from Pratapgarh, he himself said in the speech, he said, हम राम के पुजारी हैं, आप राम के व्यापारी हैं.
राम के पुजारी अगर कांग्रेस हैं, sir. So the criticism that is also coming the way is that now you're critiquing what has happened to the Ram Trust, but senior leaders of the Congress did not visit the Ram temple.
No. A lot of leaders of the Congress party have gone.
I'm speaking about. I'll speak about you, Mr. Kharge, Priyanka Gandhi.
That's not. I mean, there's no logical relationship between the two. The fact is that you collected thousands of crores in the name of faith, right? And people donate in the name of faith to various temples. I've also done it in the past, but that's my private decision. I don't publicize this. However, but the way this resources, the chanda, the donations have been जो चंदा की चोरी हुई है, that's it's completely, I mean, just extraordinary that you can that there is a trust, right? Yeah, and you have people appointed by this regime who are part of this ecosystem of the RSS and the BJP, who have indulged in this skullduggery. I find that absolutely unacceptable.
If you remember, the government officers were told that if you don't donate this particular
Yes.
bit of your salary, please explain it why
Yes,
you
yes.
won't.
I know a lot of Congress leaders who have donated. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean,
But the way
you
the
know,
donations were seeked,
yeah, yeah,
they were
absolutely.
maneuvered.
Yeah, yeah. There was a lot of maneuvering. There was a lot of, arm twisting
Arm twisting.
that happened. But we've seen now, I mean, this is a gigantic scam.
So we move to the international bit as well. The Congress has been a party which has led the country to independence. Yet the stance that you take on national security issues is sometimes questioned, critiqued. There are questions raised about internal democracy within the party, and namely, Mr. Tharoor's comments
No,
sometimes
no,
do
no.
come up.
Let me tell you that if there is one person who has broken the consensus and continuity in foreign policy, it's Mr. Narendra Modi. Mr. Vajpayee didn't break it. Mr. Advani never broke it. Of course, Advani was not Prime Minister. He was Deputy Prime Minister. Mr. Vajpayee was Prime Minister for 6 years. There was a continuity and there was a certain sanctity and there was a certain consensus on foreign policy, which Mr. Narendra Modi has broken. And one example of it, telling example of it, is that we have virtually become our blind devotion to Israel has circumscribed all our options, in regional diplomacy in West Asia. And you have allowed, after a striking military accomplishment on Operation Sindoor, first of you allowed yourself to be arm twisted by President Trump to halt Operation Sindoor on the 10th of May 2025. But the way you conducted the political and diplomatic engagement, the Prime Minister, has led to a situation where Field Marshal Asim Munir is now being embraced by President Trump, and the respectability and the influence that Pakistan has gained. It's a very severe setback to our foreign policy.
And we're buying planes from Turkey again.
And look at this calibrated capitulation we have with China. After what? After the clean chit given to China by no less a man than the Prime Minister of India on the 19th of June 2020. He gives a clean chit. No कोई आया है, no कोई घुसकर आया है, ना कोई हमारे जमीन पर बैठा हुआ है. What does it mean? So 20 Jawans got martyred for what? So, Mr. Narendra Modi has broken the consensus, he's broken the continuity, he has had no worthwhile dialogue, which various prime ministers have had on issues relating to regional policy and foreign policy. And he talks of neighborhood first, but look at the relationships in our own neighborhood. So, on foreign policy, we have been with the government where the national interest is demanded, but we have to raise these tough questions of this.
Hypothetically, you'd hope the Congress comes back to power in 29. What if Donald Trump is still the president of the United States? Will the Congress still be taken? Because of course, you will have to indulge in trade.
President Trump constitutionally cannot be president of the United States after 2028. Okay, constitutionally, on the 21st of January 2029, the US will have a different president. And constitutionally, our elections are going to be due in March or April of 2020.
So you're saying you wouldn't have to deal with him? You'd hope to not deal with him.
No. I mean, look, Prime Minister has not dealt with Mr. Trump. He has appeased Mr. Trump at every step. There's one thing dealing with a person. First, it was Howdy Modi on the 19th of September, right?
Yeah.
In 2019. Then came Namaste Trump in Ahmedabad in February 2020. Then I was just reading a book by two New York Times journalists on regime change. It's about the first year of the Trump administration. And it says how keen Narendra Modi, Trump is saying that, Modi is very keen to meet me. And this is February of 2025. He's just taken over as president a second time. So he's gone out of his way. The trade deal that we have, the framework agreement that we have signed for the bilateral trade agreement, it's a steal. I mean, we are making all the concessions, and the Americans are promising to do, tariff reductions, which have been there's a lot of question mark on those tariff reductions, and they continue to threaten us for increasing tariffs, for not meeting US policies. So I'm afraid Mr. Modi has not just, I mean, when you say he has dealt with Mr. Trump, no, he has appeased Mr. Trump. And that's not worked to our advantage. Because the more he has appeased Mr. Trump, the more Mr. Trump is embracing the field marshal.
Couple of final questions. When we speak of international policy, the obvious question comes up is Mr. Tharoor. He holds positions he's the chairperson of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on External Affairs.
Appointed by the Congress party and the Congress leadership.
Yeah, so it's been a little hot and cold. Sometimes you repost what you say, what he says. Sometimes Mr. Khera in a press conference says that.
So listen, I mean, we are in a political party, all of us.
But what are your relationships with Mr. Tharoor then?
Perfectly cordial, perfectly fine. I've known him. I've known Shashi Tharoor from 1974. December 1974. I met him for the first time in Hindu College when I was in IIT and he was in St. Stephen's. I met him for the first time. We IIT team, along with me was Nandan Nilekani. We participated in the quiz contest. And that's the first time I saw Mr. Shashi Tharoor. I've known him for 52 years and we've kept in touch. He's very learned, very articulate, very well read, extraordinarily prolific and wonderful writer. Great books. The Great Indian Novel is really a masterpiece, recommended to everybody to read. But we are in a political party, so sometimes we have to recognize that being in a political party has to impose a certain discipline on us. But we are a democratic party. I always say this: we are a democratic party. We are not an authoritarian regime where you have to say this, and nothing, no more, nothing less. No. So we have a lot of experienced people. We have a lot of people who've been ministers, who are well read, who speak their mind. I don't think you should see this. I don't see it as a sign of weakness. I see it actually as a sign of internal strength. But at the same time, as General Secretary Communications, all I can hope for is that people, a little more careful at times.
Yeah. One final question.
Because words have consequences. Because they produce headlines and they produce bites and they give masala to the media.
They do, but we spoke about international relations, spoke about policy, local elections. We'll now speak about you, sir.
No, please.
No. One final question.
Let's keep it to the party. Let's keep it to Parliament.
One final question. You're free to not answer the question, but as an individual, what do you look forward to? You've been the union minister. I'm sure there are some topics like environment that interest you particularly more than the other, or there may be others. But what do you look forward to and what interests you?
For me, the single overriding objective is that the Congress should come to power in 2029. I mean, I'm 72 years old. I've been a minister. I've had everything that the Congress party has given me. I can't wish for anything more. I've been 4 terms in the Rajya Sabha. I've been an author. I write books. I read. I have nothing else. I mean, the only thing I want to see is that the Congress party has to come to power in 2029, not for the sake of coming to power, because I think really the idea of India, various ideas of India, it's not one idea of India, various ideas of India, the idea of the Gandhian idea of India, the Nehruvian idea of India, the Patelian idea of India, even the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose idea of India is all under threat. It's all under siege now. So we have, what drives me is that we need to get out of this a situation where democracy and the constitution is constantly under attack,
So
day in and day out.
you're hopeful in the
Well,
2029 polls?
I live in hope. And that's all I can do. I mean, I have to do what I have to do. Long time, many years ago, when I went to graduate school in the US, I had a dean whose first words, he met all the incoming graduate students, and he says, a very articulate guy, Norman Johnson. So he told us, remember, you got to do what you got to do. So I still remember those words. You got to do what you got to do.
And now I will remember this.
What happens later, well, God alone knows.
So we end on a very optimistic note. You got to do what you got to do. This is Isha with Hamad for The Print.